Ready, aim, fire!
Take me out on the water, way out in the woods, where the breathing is easy, the living is good. Out in the great outdoors.
Larry Smith Outdoors is brought to you by Warrior Boats, Vortex, Tub Hotels, Leroy's Meats, Bartline Barrels, Magic Products, Power Sports Company, Mike's Country Meats, Baronet Blinds, Drexel Building Supply, Eskimo and the MRD Group.
Out in the great outdoors.
Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's show. We are up in Chippewa County with our good friend Andrew Gullickson from Beavertail. Hey, so let's tell everybody, there's probably some people that don't know what Beavertail is, and it's something that your dad came up with a number of years ago. And just so people know a little bit more about your dad was a law enforcement agent. He was a DNR agent for a lot of years. He retired from there.
Yep, yeah, he was in Wisconsin DNR for like 27 years, somewhere around there, up in this area. And he kind of discovered the beavertail thing. And beavertail bait it is beavertail. We're not that clever. Put it right on the bag, right?
Real beaver tail, right. Yep.
And as you can see in other shows, and we'll probably see today, amazing action on it, incredibly durable product.
And it's not just a winter product.
No, all summer long. We brought out the leech.
I love the looks of that thing, for sure.
You got to use that on some smallmouth, best drop shot out there.
Right. Hey, today we're obviously multi-species fishing here, and so typically when we come up with you, we do a lot of crappie fishing.
Yep.
Today we're going to be doing some walleye fishing, probably catch a few perch in there, but we're going to go target crappies a little bit later this morning and all day, and then shift back into some walleye fishing. And we've got our good friends Terry and Rick from the Bite Me Box with us, and you've got your crew of guys with us, so we got a lot of people. We've got the one and only Travis and Porter with us today again too. Remember I said a while back, folks, I was not coming to Chippewa County unless I brought Porter with us, and unfortunately we can't bring Porter unless we bring Travis too.
Yeah,
so right there is.
For goodness sakes, we got to bring Travis steaks, right?
Right. So, but it's always good to have a good crew out here, and it's all about having a lot of fun. But there's also a lot of knowledge on the water today with us. Especially with Terry and Rick and yourself and your guys. You know what? And when it comes to ice fishing, I think really being more aggressive. Really, moving your gear, changing things up, really pays off in the end.
Definitely, you can't sit and do the same thing because it might get you a fish, but it's not gonna give you a success over a long time if you just keep beating the same thing, doing the same thing you've done every day.
Right.
And you're right. There's a ton of knowledge out here. Between the Bite Me Box guys, they've already just setting up, showing me a lot about these things.
That's what I love about fishing, though. I love about because you're constantly learning. I've been guiding for over 30 years now. Not to age myself full time. Yeah, right. And I'm still learning all the time. And otherwise, I would have been bored with this game a long time ago. But you're guiding basically all winter long.
Yep. Yeah, we start usually right after Christmas. We got good ice. We get out here after crappies, we start hitting some walleyes right about now, and then we'll go all the way through into February and maybe even to March if the ice holds out like it has the last couple of years.
Awesome. Hey, and you call your guide service backwater guide service?
Back roads guide
service. I thought it was backwater. No. Because back roads, no.
That makes some sense.
Last time I was up here, I was on some back roads, and it seems like every time I come to this county, we're on some back roads. So that does make a lot of sense, right? Hey, everybody, I'm hoping that we can spread some knowledge your way so you guys can become better fishermen. I know I'm always looking to become better. So hang on to your heinies. Let's see how today goes. So Porter has never used a Vexler, have you? Never used one of these. So this is the top of the water column. This is the bottom. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to start dropping your bait down. Now see that going down? I'm gonna turn the gangway down. That's your bait. That's what I call a blocked, okay? See that going down? That's going down in the water column. anything that looks like that, a block like that, is going to be a fish. So this is the bottom. You can see it kind of skipping a little bit. There was just some fish right there. So see, I'm right now, I'm a foot off the bottom. See me? This is me coming up, okay? So now what I want you to do, and if you all of a sudden you're fishing and you see a mark that is above your bait, don't ever just go to the mark, because it wouldn't be natural for any kind of bait fish or any kind of larvae to swim to a game fish's mouth, you know? So what you want to do is you want to quick raise, get above it, because fish are always looking up, okay? That's really important. But I would say, because we're fishing walleyes and crappies and the water's pretty clear here, if you stay about 3 feet off the bottom, and this is what you want to do, is see, this is your lure moving up and down. So you just kind of keep bouncing it like that. So as soon as you see a fish and he comes racing right up to your bait, just pause it for a second. And if he doesn't hit it, just a second, then just start lifting it away from him real slow. And a lot of times what will happen as you're raising the bait away from him, he'll hit it. You're kind of just playing the game like you're trying to get away from it, then he's going to end up hitting it. But like now, this is bottom right here. And when you start seeing it expand, like I'll drop your lure to the bottom and I'll show you, like if there's fish tight to bottom, pretend your lure was up a little higher. You see how the bottom's starting to expand like that? That's what a fish will be if he's coming off the bottom. And he'll be just like this, like the block of your lure coming up to your bait. All right, 20 bucks on the first fish. Are you in? All right, I'm in.
Fishing an area here where we got a hump, some different breaks and shelves. We got that small hook, and we just run like a medium fathead, and that way anything that comes through, we're not limiting ourselves to any fish. So if a perch comes through, or a crappie, or even a 30-inch walleye, they're gonna take that setup.
You know, I like a bait bucket that's not real big, but big enough to be able to obviously carry enough bait around with you. And when I'm jumping today from hole to hole, you know, of course, I've got my minnows right here with me, and I got my Vexlar, and I can be able to control everything and carry it from hole to hole. And you know, that is the key when you're fishing. You know, right now there's a break up there that starts off at about 11 foot and it goes down to 20 some feet. And what we're doing is we're working that edge. So everybody's kind of spread out. We're just jumping, moving around. Oh, there's a fish on. Is it a good one?
I think I just caught him about 10 minutes ago.
Yep,
So-
it's always, if there's an older guy or something that just would like some company to go fish with once in a while, oftentimes those guys,
Yeah.
well, not always, some of them don't know nothing.
Right, yeah. Well, I'm still trying to learn something, right?
Every day, right?
I learn better to hang around with guys like you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, speaking of learning something, so you know what, your dad is en route to come fish with us, you know?
Yep.
Maybe you could call him and ask him to pick up like some donuts for us. All right, it's time. I'm gonna go drill a bunch of holes, and you know, the cool part is I've got my new Ion Alpha. No doubt, this is definitely one of the best augers on the market for sure. You know, I think back about years ago running a few other brands of augers, and they're all decent, you know, but this thing is so superior, it's unbelievable. It just makes our life so much easier. You know, I'm still as tough as I was when I was 21, everybody, but you know what, it is nice to have something light in this way. You know, obviously it's more strength for me to catch bigger fish.
It's more like tough, like, you know, some jerky.
Right, tough.
Leather or...
You know what?
Yeah,
What's
we
here
gotta pick
is
up
there's
there,
some tough love here.
Yeah,
See, let's go cut some holes. So what we're doing now, obviously you saw that we just looked at the mapping here of the structure that we're fishing. So what we're gonna do is just punch a ton of holes, let it calm down in here. We're gonna put some bite me boxes out and some panfish bite me's out, but we're also gonna do a ton of jigging. So I'm gonna grab my Vexlar, I'm gonna grab a few special baits, and I'm gonna just jump from hole to hole and try to catch these fish. And for the most part, I'm probably gonna catch, you know, 2 or 3 out of a good hole, and probably that'll be it. And then I'll move to another hole. But again, just trying to cover some water. You know, things have changed so much in a good way when it comes to ice fishing. And I think that's why it's become so much more popular. I mean, obviously, you know, today we're talking about the new Alpha Ion here, but it's not just, you know, it's not just the augers. You know, it's the locators, it's the transportation out into the ice and back, you know, with all the track machines. It's the clothing too, you know, I mean, the elements really are not a big deal anymore when you start talking about the superior clothing you have and the safety of wearing the float suits too. Ice fishing is such a great sport, and you know, I've always been that kind of person that really never spent any time indoors. It doesn't matter what the weather is, warm, you know, cold. I just love being outside. And you think about living in Wisconsin, Minnesota, anywhere in the Midwest here, we get a lot of cold weather. Get your kids hooked on fishing, and ice fishing is a great thing to get them outdoors. Let's go drill some holes.
These are real ultralight. You can get about 10 in a 5-gallon bucket. So works out real well for if you want to be mobile, and they have the same bite sensitivity. Getting rid of that spring tension is just, we're fishing crappies today. It's crazy.
Good fish. There he is.
Oh yeah, there we go.
That's a start.
Good start. Yeah, we'll take them.
Started fish.
Lines out here right now, so we're trying all different depths, and some of these we're sliding the split shot down lower in case they're more lethargic and don't want to chase. Some we're pinching either half the tail or all the tail off. And by putting out all these lines, we'll figure out real quick what's working and then readjust all of our lines that way.
I was just ready to move on to another hole. Ooh, that's a nice crappie right there. Game on, boys and girls. I love to see that. You know, I guess I got to give it a little bit more patience down there. And just basically using a small little spoon. I didn't even have any spikes, but we just got done drilling just a flood of holes. And sometimes I think that even with an electric auger, obviously putting all that noise down there kind of spooks them a little bit. But like I said, I was just ready to jump to another hole, and nice crappie right there. I'm loving it. That's what we're looking for. You know, for me, it definitely is crucial. I just can't imagine not fishing with a Vexilar, knowing that them fish are down there or not down there. But what happened on this one is that I was obviously just ready to jump to another hole, and 3 or 4 crappies came in, and they didn't really want to budge off the bottom. So what I did is I dropped it down, not right tight to them, but probably within about 6 to 8 inches of them. Popped it a couple times and then moved it up, and then 2 of them came out of the school that was down there. And what I did is I stopped it for a second, he wouldn't hit it, and then I just slowly start pulling it away from him, and the fish hit it as I was pulling it away. Oh, ooh, there's a nice crappie right there. Not gonna complain about that. You know, and these guys, you know, Terry and Rick, they talk about this all the time. You can see the hook in there. You know, that little number 20 treble hook it's hard to believe. You know, we've done some shows and we've caught in some walleyes up to 10 pounds on that little 20, but you look at it like this, like, why not use it? I mean, again, when you're thinking about ice fishing and how lethargic these fish can be, and when you watch them on your electronics, so many times they come up and barely just mouth that bait. And with that small treble hook on there like that, everybody's always worrying about like losing a fish because of that small treble hook. Well, think of how many fish you're not even catching because you're not using a small treble hook like that.
It was good, good, good. Well, she stuck like a donut in the bottom of my gut, and it was good, good, good. Half a dozen years it was heavenly bliss, and it was good, good, good. But I passed on her tears and a pause and a kiss, and it was good, good, good.
Here we go. Oh, no wonder. You said it was interesting. Nice perch. We'll take that.
What do you think? You think he's gonna be there? No? Well, I think he is. Okay, I'll let you start pulling. I'll lay out the line. It looks like he's got a lot of line out here. He must have really went. Okay.
I can feel something.
You can feel something? Okay. I'll keep laying the line out. You stay.
Oh yeah, there's something on there.
Okay,
good.
take your time. Nice and easy.
I can still feel it.
You can still feel him? Okay, good. Oh, here comes the leader line. Slow down a little bit now. Oh, there he is. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Look at that one.
Ooh, I kind of caught that one too.
You did catch that one.
Hey, Grandpa. Okay, I caught it.
Hey everybody, I'll tell you what, it is our Leroy lunchtime, which is my favorite time of day here. Got the grill all heated up. You know, a great thing to do with your venison is no doubt take it in and have awesome things made. And we're gonna start it off here, of course, with my favorite is the Larry Smith brat. It's called the Buck and Bite brat. And then we also have the regular venison brats along with the venison onion and garlic. And Porter, what do you got there?
A ring move.
And you got, is that venison too? It says venison, garlic, ring bologna. I'll tell you what, that sounds really good. How warm should we get this? About 400? Okay, sounds good. Hang on to your heinies, everybody. And definitely having the right rod for the right job, it definitely makes a big difference. You know, there we go. Oh. That's a nice fish right there.
Ooh, what else do we have?
Do I have somebody else?
Yeah, there's some green line. I think that's on my rod.
What? You swam way over there? And like we were saying earlier, it's always, you know, the more aggressive you're going to be for the most part, the more successful you're going to be too. You know, a lot of times the old days where you just sat in one spot and waited for the fish to come in and out, it's just not like that anymore. You know, if you look back at where we started, you know, which is probably about 200 yards, you know, straight back, and the amount of holes that we drilled before you got here, I didn't see any holes. You know, of course you guys just, fresh ice, and you just had a big snowstorm. But that really is the big thing, just to really kind of locate these fish, because we do have the bite me boxes all spread out through here too, and they were doing really good at it when we first started. But now these fish have moved back out here, and they actually moved out a little bit deeper. But the sun came out for a while, and that actually slowed the bite down. Is that typical on these lakes when you do see the sun for the crappies?
I definitely see it. Either it'll start to make them more skittish,
okay,
or in this one, I think what we were seeing is a lot more bugs coming off the bottom, and those fish go to grazing. And then, you know, when those bugs come up, they just swim around and they got mouthfuls.
And I've noticed that fishing with you before on other lakes like this, some of the pothole lakes, is that there is a tremendous amount of bugs. Man, these fish, no wonder they do so good on these smaller lakes like that. And again, that's got to be the majority of their diet, is got to be a lot of that larvae, huh?
They're just so accessible, and there's so many. They're just thick. They cloud up the Vexlar screen at night. It's amazing. So that's how these fish grow, and how you can make such a small body of water
so productive.
And it's so deep that you would think that it can't be that productive, but that's the productivity that you're getting.
Here.
Nice fish there.
Nice job.
Here, I'll take them.
There you go, bud.
Yeah, isn't it? That works out kind of nice.
Yep.
The fish runners today. Oh yeah! Nice walleye. It is a nice walleye right there. Gotta love that right there, huh? Man, oh man. You know what, that's what Andrew said. He said, you know what, let's go move the tip-ups up, some of the bite me boxes up into the shallow flat right here. And right now what we're doing is basically, you can look behind us, you can see the reeds, and that's about 4 foot, and it drops right off to here, and it goes out to about 40 foot. And most of the tip-ups we've got set up now are basically in that 8 to 12 foot range. I just caught a bass jigging over there and marked a few more, but the prime time is yet to come. So hopefully we'll have a shot at a really big walleye yet too. I guide pretty much over 300 days a year, and the people that I bring into my boat aren't just customers and friends, they're actually family. And I always try to keep these people as comfortable as I can and safe, and I cannot think of a better product than a Warrior boat. Why is their customer service so good? Because they know that you're part of their family. Come join the Warrior family. He's been fondled, that's why. Somebody fondled him. Oh my gosh.
That's 7
You need
inches
bigger
on a blue-
hands.
That's 7 inches on a bluegill every day.
Wow. Good God, man. Use an inch auger next time. Can you get your hand in his mouth?
He's right there.
Oh, there you go.
He's going backwards.
I got him.
Whoa! Yeah, buddy! Hey. Oh, yeah! Whoa!
That's what we're looking for.
Wow, that is absolutely.
Oh my God!
That is a tank of all tanks right there.
Oh man.
Where do you think she goes, Larry?
Oh, it's way over 10
I
pounds.
don't have a tape on.
Yeah,
I don't either.
You
We
got
need
one?
some good pictures.
Woo!
And a girth.
Giant.
This is numb and I don't care.
That is.
Look at that! You got a
That's-
shot right here.
That is a giant
Look at where
walleye.
he's
Pointing right
hooked.
at you.
Oh my gosh, look at the build on that fish. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that is.
That was worth every
Nice
minute
job.
of it.
That was kind of
Great
good.
job fighting it too. You know, again, you know, that's the whole thing when you're looking at light line. You've got a small 6-inch hole right there. And really, you know, you watching that line constantly and not in changing. When the fish went one way, you came to the opposite way. You know, trying to keep that line from being, you know, rubbing against that ice, being pinched on there. Otherwise, that fish would have been gone a long time ago. We'd have
keeping
never
that
got her through. Awesome job. Let's get her unhooked and get her back down.
Phil, every
That's still a
inch.
6-inch hole, man.
She's a little tired.
Yeah, she's tired, but she's fine.
Oh my God!
That was cool. Hey, Andrew, I'll tell you something. What an amazing day we had today. You know, it was cool to have everybody out here. Got the new sheriff of Chippewa County out here. Got one of your sons. We've got, you know,
my dad.
got your dad out here.
That's
And
yours.
I'll tell you, congratulations to Luke on his big walleye. That was incredible.
I'm still. Ugh.
That was a big
What
fish.
a day we've had.
No, we have had an awesome day, you know, and that's, I hope everybody learned a little bit of something from this show too, with all the tips and techniques that we went over. Hey, and Andrew, you know what, Backroads Guide Service, you know what, you are definitely guiding full time, and you've got so many different bodies of water up here to fish. And if you want to fish perch, you want to fish crappies, you want to fish walleyes, you have that option. Hey, just like we do each and every week, we want to thank all of our military men and women for the great service that they have given this country and continue to give this country. Without them, we wouldn't have what we have. And so start thinking about that when you think you're in a tough spot, or when you're enjoying the great things this country has. Again, give thanks to them. Hey, also all of our firefighters and paramedics, and no doubt all of our law enforcement agents, for the great service they also give us each and every day. You know what? It is a great day to be alive, folks. And I'll tell you what, the best part is we'll see you guys again next week, and thanks for joining us. Oh, you dirty rat. You dirty rat, you. No, watch your mouth, son. That is what they call a largemouth right there. That is a largemouth bass. You get a knuckle, buckle, double knuckle, humma, hunka.
Look at that, it's even got his name on it, huh? What do you call this rod?
The Green Hornet.
The Green Hornet strikes again, huh? Good job, bud. High five.